Alright, so before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's liked and subscribed so far. I ask that you share the video and make sure you like this video and comment if you want to know something or if you have a question. So let's get started. So before you can start making money on the internet, you obviously need a way to receive and make payments, in case that wasn't obvious. So in my last video, I did an overview of the most popular platforms and gave my opinions on which ones you should use and why. My main recommendations were Stripe and Shopify, so I just wanted to give you a little bit more background about both and go more in depth about the history and where they came from and how you can use these platforms to really help your business grow. Stripe was created by Irish brothers Patrick and John Collison in 2010. Since then, the company has grown a lot and they've become a major player in the payment space, and they're backed by dope people like Elon Musk. Shout out to young Musk. At the time Stripe was developed, PayPal was already a huge giant in the payment space. They were pretty much the go-to platform for everybody. The only real alternative to PayPal at the time was Authorize.net, which was even more of a burden to use than PayPal. And given the sheer size of PayPal's reach, it's crazy that Stripe was even able to catch up and establish themselves in the market. They started as a startup and attended Y Combinator in 2010, so they received seed funding from them, and shortly after that they got another investment from Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal. They worked hard and focused on developers, so they have good documentation, a great support community, and they have a great support staff. And this developer-focused mindset is what gave them a big advantage over PayPal. PayPal is notorious for doing shady things like holding your money hostage and freezing your assets. They've been guilty of locking up accounts for months at a time, and meanwhile, Stripe is focused on transparency and openness, so that's a pretty big contrast. Like I said in the last video, a big advantage to using Stripe is that it's easy to integrate into existing websites. Also, they pay a lot more attention to the user interface. For example, when a customer checks out on a website, instead of going off to another site like PayPal, the customers can just stay on your site and stay within the confines of your site to finish the checkout process. So basically, checking out is just more fluid for the customers. They're focused on really helping out the customer, and they're really focused on helping the developers and entrepreneurs get their start. So second, we have Shopify. And like all good things, Shopify is a Canadian export. It was founded in 2004 by Tobias Lutke, Daniel Winan, and Scott Lake. So a big feature of Shopify is that the store is hosted and the server is managed for you. So this means that you don't have to buy third-party hosting like GoDaddy or Bluehost or DreamHost for anything like that. You could just use Shopify. On my last video, a subscriber mentioned using WooCommerce, which can integrate with WordPress. An advantage to that would be that you don't have to pay Shopify's fee, but on the other hand, you have to deal with WordPress, which I try to avoid at all costs. And in general, Shopify is just easier to use than WooCommerce. You just go to their site, click Get Started, make a trial, and you're up and moving. But I also just wanted to point out that Shopify does have their own payment platform. You don't necessarily need Stripe, but you will need Stripe at some point in the future, so I still recommend signing up. I don't want you to feel like you have to use both platforms in conjunction with one another. Shopify has all the features you would expect. You can upload your products and add the different options like sizes and colors. So that's it. I just wanted to provide a little bit more context about both platforms, and if you have any more questions, definitely leave a comment and let me know. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and share it if you can, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.